Hey guys, how's it going? So, no workouts tonight. Not that I got a video. I just actually came back from Jeff Bowman's place. We were doing a little working out there with some stones and whatnot, and a lot of shooting the shit. You know, going over things. I always learn something new every time I'm with Jeff. It's just awesome to be working with someone who has that much knowledge in strongman. Um, he also has a YouTube channel, Garage Built Strongman, I believe it's called. You can find like links to his channel on my Facebook. I have shared, I did share at least one video so far of his on there. So it's easy to find him if you want to. He just lives down the street. He's a neighbor of mine. And so what I wanted to do for you guys tonight is just kind of make you a video of like everything I have for working out. Give you my rundown on this and how I've got like so much stuff and I've spent hardly any money at all. Literally, you know, you got these home gyms these days. And I know, like, speaking of Jeff, he made a video that way where he was showing all his stuff and how you don't need to spend $20,000-$30,000 on a great big beautiful home gym with everything top of the line, Rogue and all this. I prefer old rustic stuff myself and just all kinds of craziness, right? So anyways, let's wander out back, head through my kitchen. And right now I don't have a lot out here. I've got a light so you can see. So what we've got here is actually, first thing I'll show you, this big barbell here, dumbbell, or not dumbbell, but my big bar here. So this bar is actually Heather's deadlifting bar. And I usually have mine behind it, but right now I have that bar. I have to share that bar with, to use it for my squat rack or for deadlifting, because I actually am in the market for another one. I do not have any Olympic stuff. My stuff's all standard size. So extra plates down here, a couple extra 25s. Like I say, normally my bar would be over here when I have it out here. So I know it's kind of hard to see. But yeah, that stuff all stays underneath this little lean-to thing I got. And my squat rack will be back under this in the winter, and I'll just step out here to use that because it just take up too much room in my apartment. I do have a smaller place. So anyways, yeah, a bunch of extra plates out here. As you can see, Heather's deadlifting bar. And I'm gonna get another long bar or make one, whichever, so that I can have mine permanently set up out here too for my deadlift, because right now I'm just switching back and forth when I need them. And I don't do a lot of deadlifting. I've been doing a lot more squatting than deadlift. So let me get back in the house here for you. So that's the backyard. Okay, so when we come into the house, we got a little bit of stuff to cover. Let me set this light down. So a lot of you guys have probably seen this before. My weight bench is, when I'm not using it, it's kind of got laundry on it. I got the dumbbells down there. My big alpha plates, my 50-pound plates, are on my bar for bench pressing. Over here, behind me, I've got all my kettlebells. I've got my medicine balls. I've got grippers down there. I've got fat grips, different things. I've got straps for arm wrestling. Armed and Dangerous. I wouldn't be where I am today without those guys. Mark Hoover, he founded that club. He runs that club still to this day. Now Armed and Dangerous has kind of gone both arm wrestling and strongman. We got William Smith up here, of course, right? The only strongman, the only arm wrestler, strongman, weightlifting guy, the old Hollywood tough guy. William Smith is dead now, rest in peace, brother. But he was my hero. He made a lot of really good movies, you know. So down here, let me just move this for you so you can see. I have my pin down here, this big pin. I'll pull it out. So this big pin I used a lot for arm wrestling training. Just, you know, I'd sit down and use that. Another sledgehammer. Got some extra plates and stuff down here. In the corner right there, you guys see those? Those are my Indian clubs. Now, when it comes to my Indian clubs, I've got two 10-pounders and two 3s. I almost made you guys a video today with my 3s, Because when you're sore, like I was from doing my farmer's carry last night, those things loosen you up so well. This little strap that's hanging on my bar right here, this strap, I just put a kettlebell on the end, right? And it's basically just for pronation, arm wrestling training. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I also have my karate belt. I've got bands, big one hanging here. I've got another band over here in front of my TV. So this band here, I got hooked to my toolbox, which is really heavy. So I can pronate, I can cup in. I can sit here and watch TV. Put my arms in like this, right? So yeah, if I want to get some pronation work in with the band, you know, I can just sit here and do that perfectly. I got my big dumbbell there, right there. That's my 60 pounder for my overhead press. So I leave that over here closer to my door because I just carry that outside to use that when I use that, right? Back to the kettlebell situation. I've got my grippers down here with this too. They're actually back there in that little box. One of them there. Just a cheap set from Amazon, you know, but they still work. The two little 10-pound dumbbells that you see in here, those, in case you're wondering why a guy like me's got 10-pound weights, quite simply, due to the fact that sometimes you get so sore from arm wrestling, you just need something light to get the blood moving. So I just use those if I have to, which is rare these days. I don't get that sore anymore. I think this is like year number 6 for me, arm wrestling. So it's kind of a different thing for me. I heal pretty quickly from that, especially with doing all the lifting, which is something you want to do. You'll want to lift after you arm wrestle, get blood flow, get in there and sort of heal. And, you know, so I still use my bench once a week. At one time, my bench stuff was pretty much all I had. I got that bench, a bar, and like 100 pounds at a yard sale for like 50 bucks, steel weights. I also have 3 more bars that are put away in my closet. I have both sets of like curling bars. They're like, so for curling with 2 hands, right, normal curl bar. I've got 2 of them because there's 2 different kinds of curl bars. I also have like a 4-foot straight bar for curling. So I've got 3 of them, but I really don't do a lot of that. I do curl, and I use down on the ground down there, those 2 rubber 30-pounders. Those are what I use for curling. I'll do just normal. I'll stand here and do normal curls. Sorry about the light. And then I'll sit on the end of my bench and do like hammer curls too. Do my flies, do my bench press. I take my 2 35-pound kettlebells. I do overhead presses, static presses, just sitting on the end of my bench. So that's kind of my whole routine. I do my calves, right? Like you guys have probably seen that before. I have a video of that. Excuse me, my calves. I got the medicine balls for doing squats in here too. So when it's cold and rainy and stuff outside and it's too shitty to work out outside, I'm pretty well set up that I can do what I need to do in here too. So this time of the year, I'm working outside a lot more than inside, but you know, when I need to, I can. Another thing I have down there too, right down in that corner, you can see a little blue ball down there. Beside that, that's actually a shot put ball for girls. And I have a man's shot put ball outside. And before I go outside, I'll show you one more thing I got in here. Like 2 years ago, I used to walk every night with my sledgehammer, my Synergy, and I would just walk down the street. And I would just curl this like this. Oh, excuse me, that's for the bottom of your forearm. I would move up halfway and bring her in this way for the top of your forearm. And I used to walk for an hour to 2 hours every night with that hammer doing that. And that was awesome for arm wrestling. These days with all the strongman stuff I'm doing, I don't have a lot of time for the hammer, but it's still here. I still love doing it when I can. I think that I've pretty much shown you guys everything in here. Up here, don't mind the mess. Got my chalk bowl up there, my massage gun up there. Just a few little odds and ends of things, right? So let's move on outside and I'll show you what's out here. So now we're going out to the front. We started in the backyard. We've come through the living room. Okay, so first thing you're going to see out here is my 165 pound Husafeld stone, which is right there. And it's one of my favorite stones to work out with. You know, it really is. So come over here. That blue ball right there is actually the 16-pound shot put for men. And a couple of those round rocks right beside it, more like natural shot puts. I've got my 70-pound rock, my 90-pound rock, my 115-pound rock. So those are all natural rocks. I've got right here my 145-pound block, which you guys have seen. In my chicken coop now. Let me see. Oh, okay. So I've got my blue water jugs there for training my grip. You guys have probably seen that. Behind them, I'll just show you. I have, you can see it, I'll pull it out. This, you put your weights on this, on a pulley, goes up and down, right, for arm wrestling training. And I can put any of my plates on that I want, or I can use these square ones that are right back here. I can put them on. They also go on my deadlift bar. Those two balls are brand new to me tonight. Again, thank you, Jeff Bowman. That was awesome that he had a couple to spare. It's taken me a year to find actual proper Atlas stones. So the little one's 90 pounds, and the big one's 150 pounds. 150 is what we throw at the Dunville Strongman, so it's kind of good to have that. Got my rope up here that I use for certain things too, like I'm going to be using for my sled, and like I say, my pulley system's up there. I hang it up actually up here in the tree, and I use that, my pulley, use that for arm wrestling training. So see my dog's over there, he snuck out with me when I came out here. So now we come over here behind Heather's car, and there is my squat rack. I also have my bulldozer wheel. It's 105 pounds. The squat rack's set at 150 pounds. I have my circus dumbbell that's right there it's homemade. You guys have seen me use that. That again, because it's concrete, it's 60 pounds. It's got a huge rebar handle. This bar here is actually, if I can get in close, it's actually homemade, and you can see that's actually rebar. It's a big, thick piece of rebar. It's got a nice bend to it, so it puts on a good little show. My chains up there, I got two of those chains. They go on my yoke. Let me set this light down. So my farmer's yoke, you guys have probably seen that. It's got the, you know, it's like an old Pioneer farmer's yoke. I throw that on my shoulders. I load the chains on each end, and then I hang kettlebells on the chains too, so it works great. And then just behind the yoke, of course, is my big giant tire. But she's a big girl. Like, look at, stand this up straight, and I'm standing beside that, so it's as tall as I am. It's a big girl. Yeah. Oh, and then of course, underneath my circus weight there are my two big timbers that I use for my farmer's carry. You can see they have a handles right there. I just keep them faced that way. Same like when I'm deadlifting, I'll just move that bulldozer wheel out of my way, or not deadlifting, when I'm squatting. Got like a little old yoke thing right there too. I can use like for loaded up for like a suitcase carry kind of thing. I've got down here, this is Broken Dreams. That's just a great big huge heavy like 120-pound piece of railroad tie that I use. So then we come out front of Heather's car here. I'll show you what's going on. Got my barrel there that's great for setting rocks and stuff on certain things. Those other two long pieces of 4x4 that are right here, those two are actually going to be a sled that I'm making for pulling up and down my driveway. We're going to put the tire on the sled, and like I got plenty of other things I can load up, put as much weight on that as I want. But overall, for all this home gym stuff that I've got other than the dog that snuck outside. Overall, I really have not spent much money. Like I said, I started yard sales, got me like 90% of the stuff. The natural rocks and that big block, of course, were free. The big block, I found it buried underground, and I bring that home, my big 45-pound block. And then my bigger rocks, same thing, just bringing them home from work. Like the new Atlas stones, like I say, Jeff just gave me those. He had a bunch of extra ones. I took like the most beat up ones he had, because everything I have here is all rustic. So not much money. The squat rack I got off Dan Garbett. I bought that. I believe that was like $50. You know, again, like yard sale kind of thing. And the rebar that's on that big weight bar that's for squats, that I made for free. So let me think, what have I bought? The Husafeld stone, again, bring home from work, free. You know, 90% of the stuff that I've got was actually free. Over the years, it's taken, I guess, 6-7 years to accumulate everything. So again, my big dumbbell down here, that one, that I bought brand new. The kettlebells, I bought all the kettlebells brand new. I bought 2 of the medicine balls brand new. Fat grip handles, stuff like that, I bought brand new. Grippers, I bought those new. You know, my 2 dumbbells, I bought the handles new. They came with like a little bit of weight too. And, oh, excuse me. So I had to buy like some 5s, 10s, 2.5s. My alpha plates that are on this bench in here, my 50-pound alpha plates. Some guy actually got a hold of my wife and said, these are here at my house. You can have them for free. Just come get them. I'm going to put them out the road for you. That was amazing. And like I say, I have nothing Olympic. It's all old standard stuff. Standard size, exercise plates, whatever you want to call them. I might get into Olympic stuff someday, but the only way I would is if somebody had a huge set that they were never using and wanted to just give it away or sell it cheap, because I'm not spending a ton of money. I don't have to, you know. A lot of the stuff that I do, you guys will see from my videos, it's kind of, I like to go out and just lift rocks, logs, this, that, whatever I can find on people's farms and different places that have stuff like that. And my work is great. It's like you can find stuff like in the junkyard to lift, you know, so it makes really cool videos. But honestly, I've got to have close to like 2,000 pounds of just pure weight, not including rocks, weight and kettlebells. Got to have close to 2,000 pounds. And I've spent, I don't know, probably under $800, honestly, for all this stuff. You know what I mean? The straps, obviously, I buy new Canadian Tire. I don't use them as much anymore now. You know, sometimes. They were more for rehab, especially once I got the cable that I could hook up my tree. Between that and my big pin and my little sledgehammer, that kind of covered me for arm wrestling. The rest of it was kind of like just bodybuilding. When I first started working out, it was more bodybuilding stuff. That's evolved over time now into just the strongman stuff. I do very little bodybuilding now, very, very little. There's no need for me to do it. I'm getting just as big by doing the strongman stuff. And yeah, so anyways, guys, that's about it, probably. Like I say, honest to God, the biggest thing that I have is my membership in Armed and Dangerous. Without those guys, I would not be where I am today at all. Not at all. You know what I mean? So that's huge. Of course, that's Mark Hoover. He does have Armed and Dangerous. We do have a bit of a YouTube channel. There's not a lot of stuff on there from Armed and Dangerous. I think you'll find more on Facebook, Instagram. There's a lot of stuff for Armed and Dangerous on Instagram, and he might have a few other ones, TikTok and whatnot, that I don't personally have. But the only reason I have Instagram is just to follow along with all the club business, you know. And I've got all my shirts and stuff. This is even an Armed and Dangerous shirt that I'm wearing now. But when I first started working out 6, 7 years ago, we started working out full time. It was Mark Hoover that noticed me first, friended me on Facebook, and slowly got me over there to get into the arm wrestling. Like I say, this is year number 6, and I'm really enjoying the strongman stuff a lot more than arm wrestling these days, but I'm never going to quit arm wrestling. That's still going to always be in my blood. I love that, and I always will. I can't make it to as many tournaments and stuff. I go to like 2 a year kind of thing. The main one up on the res, Sebastian Montour, he has a really excellent tournament up there. And I just found out tonight that they actually have a small strongman thing on the res. So I'm probably going to start going to that one. And of course, here in my hometown, I do the strongman here. Year number 2, next year will be year 3 for that. So next year I'll be planning on doing ours and the one up on the res both. I might as well. It's not that far for me to go. My wife likes going there. It's a good time, and she loves watching the strongman stuff more than the arm wrestling. You know, the arm wrestling was just kind of like all me. So that's about it, other than when I walk my dogs. I got a fat grip here on my leash. I walk both dogs. They got a splitter. So that's been a staple for me for arm wrestling, is walking 2 big dogs every night and just holding them both back. I just switch arm for arm once I get sore enough, but I can pull them into a hook and just hold them in there and walk, you know. So it works out really good. And like I say, when I'm not working out, this kind of holds a bunch of our laundry and stuff. I got the 2 backpacks there. This backpack is full of all my workout gear. Everything, spare towel, my belt, my gloves, my straps, my arm sleeves, keep myself safe from the Atlas stones and stuff. The other gym bag is just my work bag that I take to work every day with my lunch, coffee, all that kind of stuff in it. And of course, got my helmet there to ride to work. Can't ride a bike without a helmet. So yeah, that's probably about it. Like I say, very, very, very inexpensive. I have not really spent that much money. I'm going to say, honestly, I'm probably under $1,000. Probably $700 to $800 is all I've ever spent. 90% of my stuff came from yard sales. So I have 4 of those 50-pound old standard plates. And the story behind that is, I got one given to me on a job one time. So I bring it home, it was a York 50, and I only had the one. Now, I put it out there on Facebook and everything. If anybody had another one they wanted to sell or get rid of or something, that I needed another one because I only had one. That's when this guy reached out to my wife and gave us 2 matching Alpha 50-pound plates, which was awesome. Then my buddy was fishing up in Brantford, Ontario. He found another 50-pound plate in the river, dove into the river, had to swim it out. I don't know how the hell he got it out of there. He's not a very big guy. But anyways, he did. He took a cab back up to where the car was parked, even because he couldn't carry it there. Bring it here, and he's like, "You're not going to believe what I got you." So that was a match for my 50-pound York, even though they're different names. It was a Whipper Watson, which is old school plate. Might even be worth some money. The other one's probably up there in the river in Brantford sometime. I might have to go up there and hunt around and see if we can find it someday, because it would be totally sick to have that matching set. But you never know. Who knows how long it was in the river. Somebody may have just thrown it there. That plate's a little weird too. It's like the hole is not quite a standard size and not quite an Olympic size. It's like in between. So that was different, but it still works. You know what I mean? Just the same. I just throw it on there. That plate and my York plate are actually outside on the squat rack. And then, so I keep my good Alpha plates in here on my, my bench press, right? And when I got those Alpha plates, they were rusted like crazy. They had been sitting outside this guy's house for like 20 years. He's like, "Come and get them." So the first thing I did was just paint them black. And so I had all different plates, all different names, you know. They were all just a big mixed set coming from our yard sales and stuff, and some new, some not. So I just painted them all black. The only thing I didn't paint black, I left the original the way they were the kettlebells. I wanted to kind of paint them black to match all my stuff, but my wife was like, no, don't paint them. She loved them the way they were, so I left them that way for her. But yeah, that's about it, guys. Inexpensive. Like I say, I've got all my, this is nice because my TV is right there. And then all my stuff is right there. So I can literally just work out at night in here watching a movie. And like I say, when it's wintertime and it's too cold outside, right? Not a problem. Turn on the heat. You're nice and warm. You're working out. You're inside. You're safe. You're not cold. You're not wet. It's perfect. It's literally perfect. If you can work out in your living room, if you can have a little gym in your living room where your TV is, that's where you spend a lot of your time when you're indoors, right? Is in your living room. Most of us do. So it works mint. But anyways, I guess I'll shut this down for tonight, and tomorrow night I'll see you guys. I think probably tomorrow night we might have another Wienerman challenge. We just put our first one up on YouTube the other night. I had a bunch of those on Facebook. So some of those are going to be, we're going to go back and redo them so I can put them on YouTube. We'll redo like the water bottles for walking for distance, for grip. We'll do the shot put. We'll redo that. We want to do the like throwing up overhead over the bar. You know what I mean? And I'm just probably going to use my kettlebells for now. The bags are very expensive for that, actually. So if I go out to one of my places I have access to in the country and I get a couple little trees made up where I'm going to build a little frame for that, for throwing those up and over, I'm probably just going to take a big round rock, put it in a grain bag, cut it down with a handle on it so I can just up and over. You know what I mean? I like building my own stuff when I can. DIY kind of deal, right? Again, to buy a set of those bags, a set of 3, if you bought the top of the line ones, they're almost $200 a piece. Think about that, $200 a piece. How much is it going to cost me for an old grain bag? Nothing if I get one out of somebody's old barn. How much is it going to cost me for a round rock to throw in there? Absolutely nothing. So I can spend $600, or I can spend nothing and have the same thing. And that's how I do it. That's literally how I do it. I don't care that my stuff isn't all nice and shiny and brand new and this and that. I'd rather have the rustic stuff. It still works. Yeah, it still gets the job done. Believe me, it does. There's plenty of days where I'm very sore from working out. Like today, I got those great big Farmers Carry timbers. They're 210 pounds, not a piece. They're 105 pounds each. You start throwing some weight on there and it's like, oh my God. And they are heavy. They're a different animal. I got a little bit of a different kind of handle on those from most Farmers Carries. So they're pretty heavy. They're pretty heavy that way. But those handles, they're hard to hang on to. But I think that's kind of better because then when I go anywhere and do an actual strongman thing, it's like their handles are going to be way easier, and I'm used to using something that's way harder. So that shouldn't make it easier for me. And I know the last 2 years I did the strongman. I was basically an arm wrestler doing a strongman competition once a year. I wasn't training for this. So last year being my first year, I tied for 3rd place. The other guy was a bit older than me, so he got the medal, which is cool. That's a good way to do that. And then this year, right there, 3rd place. I actually won 3rd place this year. Didn't think I would. I was just kind of doing it for fun. Last year, it wasn't until I started handing out the medals and stuff that I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about that you can win stuff. I didn't even think about it. I just wanted to do it. I just wanted to be someone who had done it and flipped the car. And I have those videos. I have both videos of me flipping the car, or throwing the Atlas stone, all that stuff in our Dunnville Strongman. Those are both here on my YouTube channel. And so yeah, we just gotta wait till the snow comes, and then it goes. It gets warm again. We'll be back up there for another strongman this year. This year, Mark and Jeff want to get more involved with helping Sean Haynes with that, and the rest of the guys that run it. Sean's brother, Mike. I don't know Mike as well. I gotta find Mike on Facebook and send him a request. Great guy, big help. When I know this year when I was doing my strongman stuff at the show, even though I don't know Mike that well, he was one of the guys that was like right there encouraging you on and stuff. So like, man, 100% awesome guy, one of the best, eh? So anyways, guys, we're at like a half an hour video of me just showing you this stuff and shooting the shit, but I gotta go to work tomorrow, so I'm gonna let you guys go. I love you. Thank you so much to the people that are just subscribing to this channel. That's amazing. I can't believe You know, I've had this channel for like 3 years and I really didn't have much on it. It was just kind of like some gay shit or whatever, right? Nothing. I took those videos down. I switched this channel over to strictly like the strongman thing now. I had like 99 subscribers. That was it. And in a matter of a couple of weeks of having this channel up, the numbers just started going of my subscribers. I just couldn't believe it. So I went from 99 today. Now I'm at 111. And just this morning, so last night I got two. I woke up this morning and I was like, I went from 110 to 112. And then I got home today till I got home tonight and there was another one. And it was like, wow, like slowly, I'm slowly gaining people. But with me, you're going to get a lot of these raw rocks, logs, heavy steel frames, this, that, just anything I can find to lift that's not weights. As you can see, I got a lot of weights. But rather than just lifting weights, anybody can just lift weights. I find it that people like it more when you're lifting just the craziest things that you can find. And you know what? It's a lot of fun for me too, right? So anyways, we're at 31 minutes. I'm going to let you guys go. You guys all have a great night. I'll see you tomorrow night. Me and Preston will probably go out, me and Wiener Man there. Probably do another little challenge for you guys. Those are always fun. And you guys all have a great Tuesday tomorrow. And we'll see you again, okay? So love you guys. Have a great night. Bye-bye.